Hi guys, Ben here and welcome to Motivation to Invest. Our mission is to motivate you to invest for your financial freedom by providing you with valuable investing tips and strategies. As the great billionaire investor Warren Buffett says, investing in yourself can be the greatest investment you can make. And with the average CEO reading 52 books a year, reading is one of the best ways to invest in yourself and improve your knowledge. Now, everyone knows reading is a really great way to learn. However, it can be time-consuming, difficult, and boring for some people. So in the previous video, I outlined my top investing principles which I'd learned from effectively reading these 79 books. So in this video, I'm going to outline my top productivity principles I've learned from reading the books, in addition to some extra more complex concepts such as anti-fragile and many, many more. So this will be a really informative video and I hope it helps to improve your life and improve your productivity the same way reading all these books and doing all these book summaries has for me over the past few years. Let's dive in.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win.
Before we get started, go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to turn the notification bell on, that way you'll get notified when I release future videos and stock picks. It's good to be first on the scene when an interesting stock is at a great price. It's well known that some of the greatest investors and most successful people in our society are all voracious readers. From Warren Buffett.
Read. I probably read 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't read as fast now as when I was younger, but I read 5 daily newspapers. I read a fair number of magazines. I read 10Ks. I read annual reports, and I read a lot of other things too. So I've always enjoyed reading.
To Bill Gates.
If you read enough, there's a similarity between things that make it easy because this thing is like this other thing.
And even Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours.
Let's dive in. So guys, diving into the productivity hacks here. Number 1 on the list is consistently perform great habits. Now this is a very, very powerful one. And what people need to realize is a lot of the things that they're trying to achieve in their life, they're not this destination that's off in the distance. They're actually a habit which you should be implementing daily. It's like being an intelligent investor. It's not a destination, but a habit. Being a good partner in a relationship, it's not a destination, but it's a habit. You either are or you aren't. You can have the goal to improve in a certain area. It's the daily actions which get the long-term results. Like wealth is not a destination, it's a habit. Are you a wealthy person? Do you act as if there's an abundance of everything in life? Or do you act in scarcity as if there's not much of anything around? Are you an optimist in life? Are you positive in life? What's your habit that you have? And what habits do you require to be successful? And that is what you need to look at. So happiness is a habit. Fitness is a habit. Having a good relationship is a habit. Like if you look at fitness here as a good example. So a lot of people think, okay, I'll do a 14-day ab program. I'll get abs and then I don't have to do any exercise again. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a habit which you consistently do forever. Like there's no reason you need to stop. It's just something which you do. You do it for a period, reach the goal, and then you continuously do it. It may not require as much work once you've reached the goal, but you still got to maintain it with positive habits. So a good way of reaching your goals is by using principles or strategies for everything in your life. Now, the great Ray Dalio, an amazing investor, he's got a book on principles. Have principles which are fundamental truths, which you know in your life and you use in your life whenever you come across a situation. It just helps you to systemize what you do, helps you to be less emotionally swayed by lots of different factors. So a simple example of principles could be if you wish to gain muscle in the gym. So without principles, you've probably be just doing random workouts and not really be focused in what you're doing and have a proper routine. However, with principles, you could say, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times a week. I'm going to do these sets and I'm going to assess my progress once a month, once a week, whatever that may be. And then I'm going to alter the principles to get closer and closer to achieving my goals. And then this leads me on nicely to number 5, which is continuous and never-ending improvement. Now, this is by Tony Robbins, which he hijacked from the Japanese principle of self-improvement, Kaizen, which was used in Toyota's manufacturing program. And it's just basically about improving yourself always. Like, that should be your goal. Like, as Warren Buffett says, the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. The greatest asset you have is yourself, your brain, your ability to create value in life. So you need to highlight, where do you want to improve in your life? Do you want to improve your stock market invested knowledge, so thus you can create more wealth, so thus you can help your family and live a better quality of life? If that's one of your goals, to improve your knowledge in that area, then what strategies do you need to do to reach that goal? And what habits do you need to do? Do you need to binge watch Motivation to Invest videos on this channel? Or do you need to read investing books? What do you need to do to reach that goal? And that's just a very, very powerful one. I live by this daily. Right, so number 6, create positive emotional attachments to what you wish to achieve. Now, this is a really powerful one by Tony Robbins. And he basically speaks about the brain's job is to move us towards pleasure and away from pain. So if we associate something that we need to do in a negative manner, then our brain will try everything in its power to not allow us to do that activity. So let's say, for example, you need to go to the gym. You need to keep fit. You need to keep healthy. But you've got a very negative feeling towards that. Oh, it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of work, and whatever it may be, then your brain will try and move you away from doing that. So you're actually fighting against yourself. There's a real powerful quote by Tony Robbins. He says, people have a highway to poverty and a dirt road to success. And what he means by that is, in our brain, we're constantly forming these highways, these brain connections between the pleasure centers of our brain and the activities that we do. It's like training a dog. So if a dog associates him using the toilet on the carpet with negative action or pain, then he'll likely to stop doing that. Or if the dog associates him not barking with getting treats and pleasure, then the dog's actions are more likely to be more aligned with what you wish the dog to do. So you have to train your brain the same way. But most people have it the other way around. And this is what happens with drug addicts and alcoholics. So another example is with drug addicts and alcoholics. So let's say somebody takes a certain substance and they get a positive hit from that. Then what happens in their brain is their brain makes this connection that it's positive for them to do that because they're feeling good after they do that action. And so they keep doing it, and this positive connection becomes so strong. That's called addiction. And what you need to do is instead create that addiction with something positive, which isn't going to improve yourself. Like someone can have an addiction to learning, an addiction to going to the gym, an addiction to being positive, an addiction to being optimistic. Create positive addictions by controlling your brain and controlling what you like and don't like. And another one here, think positive, talk positive, act positive. Tony Robbins does a real powerful test and actually tried this. He does basically a 2-week positivity challenge. What you've basically got to do is every time you think a negative thought, you've got 30 seconds to 1 minute to switch to more of a positive state of mind. So it's called state changing. And one of the ways you can do this is by being grateful, because it's very hard to be angry or be depressed or whatever it may be if you're grateful at the same time. Like if you're grateful to even be alive and have 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes and a good brain and a good family, then it's very, very difficult to be angry or sad or depressed. So that's called state changing. And this is just a way of basically thinking positive, talking positive, and acting positive. Basically, what you focus on expands. So if you focus on negativity, you'll see more negativity in your life. If you focus on positivity and opportunities, you'll see more opportunities. And that brings you on to number 8 there. If you be opportunity minded. Number 9 here, your external world is a mirror of your internal world. So basically that's about visualization. Believe in your vision, believe in where you want to be and what you wish to achieve. And if you believe that internally, because the first person that'll stop you in any situation is yourself. It's your self-limiting beliefs. That'll be the first person that'll stop you. That little voice in your head that will say, you're not good enough. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. You're not smart enough. You're not strong enough. Whatever it is, that voice will stop you before the world. So you need to have a strong internal world, understand your vision, understand your beliefs, understand your self-limiting beliefs, and try to just destroy them and remove them from your system. So then you can effectively be limitless in what you do. This is an interesting one here. Is be radically open-minded to other views. That's by Ray Dalio. And yeah, but a lot of that's about ego. So check your ego. To be efficient, you must not let your need to be right be more important than your need to find out what's true. If you are too proud of what you know or how good you are at something, you will learn less, make inferior decisions, and fall short of your potential. That's by the great Ray Dalio. Is that they tend to have a bit of an ego about them. And I had it myself when I finished university. I got a first-class degree. I thought to myself, yeah, I'm the best. I know everything. I know this, I know that. But really, I needed to still be open to many, many other ideas because I knew a lot about my specific discipline, but that doesn't mean I know a lot about everything. And it doesn't mean you're more intelligent than everybody else. There's always something someone else can teach you. And I'm a firm believer in that, no matter what their level of education, because everybody's had a different experience and there's always something someone can teach you. The trick I find is to understand who you're speaking to, what experience they've had, what knowledge they've got, and how they may help you and what they may know more than you. So for example, if you're coming into this channel, this Motivation to Invest channel, here you'll learn about stock market investing strategies. And I believe I've got quite a bit of knowledge on that. I study it quite a lot. I actively do it myself. So if you come to this channel, that's something that you can learn here. But if you're coming to this channel and looking for cookery tips, it's not going to help you in the same type of way. Focus on decisions and actions which move the needle the most. Look for big wins. Now, this is really, really powerful. So whatever goal you have in your life, look for the big actions which you can do, which will move the needle, which will move you closer to your goal. So let's say, for example, you've got a small business and you want to grow the small business. Now, you've got a few choices. You could continuously keep redesigning your website by making little tweaks every day, but not really doing much and checking your emails and waiting for phone calls. Or you can pick up the phone and start dialing and start calling people and start making connections and networking and flyering and just getting out there and speaking to people. And that will probably move the needle more for your small business than sitting there and checking your emails. What I use for this is what's called an MIT, most important task, every single day. So each and every single day, I have an MIT. I have a most important task which I must accomplish each and every day. This is from a book called Eat the Frog. It's a book that I read. It wasn't on the summaries, but I read this book. It's basically, most important task each and every day. So, and this sort of boils down to the 80-20 rule as well. So 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. This could be true with marketing and sales in a business. So a business could look at its sales channels and it could say, okay, we're spending equal amount of time on Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, YouTube, and email, we find that we're getting 5 times the amount of leads from Facebook. So really, at the start of their day, instead of spending it on email and Instagram and all that sort of stuff, they should really just be quadrupling down on the Facebook advertising. If that's getting their biggest results, they should be focusing purely on that. Another one here, break your greater goal up into smaller goals and execute a plan. So sometimes when you have a challenge, in life, it just seems way off in the distance. You might say, okay, I'm going to be a multimillionaire by the time I'm 50. But you're not going to move towards that unless you break it up into smaller goals. Okay, so how do I need to get there? Okay, well, I need to make $1 million first. Okay, how do I make $1 million first? Okay, I can work. Okay, that's not working fully. I need to get a side hustle. Okay, I've got a side hustle and I'm working. Now what else do I need to do? Okay, I've got a side hustle working. Okay, now I need to invest in the stock market. And then now I need to look for individual stocks. I need to look for stocks which have got good growth potential. So you break it up into smaller and smaller goals, and then to achieve and execute your greater goal. Parkinsons Law here, this is just a really useful tip. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. So if you're ever back in school or university, wherever it may be, or even work, you've had an assignment. Let's say you've got 3 weeks to do this assignment, and you'll find yourself not really doing anything on it until the night before, and then you rush, finish it, and have it done by the next day. How come that you can finish it so quickly when you've only got 1 day to do it, but you've had 3 weeks and you couldn't finish it? And that is because of Parkinson's Law. So what you need to do with every task in your life is to set smaller tasks with deadlines. So you need to set tasks with not ridiculous deadlines where you can't complete them, like I'm going to build 10 websites in a day, but reasonable tasks which you know are realistic and you know you can complete in that time, and then push yourself, and you'll find yourself you do it. This is just a general principle in business. Focus on providing real value and completing your goals. So let's say, for example, you've got a surgeon, and a surgeon is giving a lot of value, but physically, because he's only one person, he can't give it to that many people. He can't give it to millions of people. He can't help millions of people because he's only one person. But he can still get reasonably wealthy because this is very high, this factor here. And then you have someone, say, for example, selling a online product, an e-product. They'll be giving a lot less value, but they can get scale. They can sell an online product to millions and millions of people very, very easily. And thus, they can get wealth. $1 million is simply sell something for $1 to 1 million people, or you sell something for $100,000 to 10 people. A few more here. Schedule your day. Systemize your regular working processes. This is a really powerful one I use. So any task I find that I'm doing very repetitively requires me to repeat certain actions. I'll try and systemize it with templates, make the task more efficient, make it easier, less time consuming. A negative of this is it can reduce creativity, whatever you're doing, because you're just so systemized that you're not going to be creative. So on to the last section here, positivity and visualization. So set your goals and vision massive. And this is from the 10X book by Grant Cardone. Set your targets so high that even if you come up short, you still win. And then there's a few quotes there. Aim for the stars and you'll land on a cloud. Set great goals to inspire. This is also good for inspiring teams. So for example, if someone's in sales and they know they need to do 10 calls a day, let's say they need to get 10 leads a day, set the goal as 50. Set the goal as 100. Because then if they fall short, they might get 40 leads a day. So you need to set the bar high, and thus it will inspire and motivate you to move and achieve even more. Believe in yourself and do daily affirmations. This is very, very useful. So believe in yourself and believe in the useful value that you can deliver to the world. Successful people live in a world of abundance, and they always ask the question, how can I have both? They can have their cake and eat it. I create my own life and have full responsibility. And this is a great from the 7-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. He Basically, design your life. Design your life how you wish it to be. Like, do you wish to be able to go to the beach every day and relax and enjoy the sunshine? Then design your life in that sort of manner. Fear, false events appearing real. So eat your fears and use them to grow and advance. You'll find the thing that you're afraid of most, or the thing that you're putting off most, is probably the most important thing you should be doing. If you're afraid to call that client, you should call them. This talks about mentors. Surround yourself with positive, optimistic, and successful people. And that might mean cutting out some old friends. It might mean spending less time with toxic people. You've really just got to understand your mentors. And these can even be online mentors. Like, you can even watch videos by, I've got a few videos on this channel actually, by Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, anybody who inspires you. You don't have to be with them physically around them, because that can be quite difficult. Not everybody's got millionaire or very successful friends. So use the power of the internet and listen to these people. It's like having them in your front room. Soak up that wisdom. This is another one by Buffett here. Don't sleepwalk through life, tap dance to work. And he basically says, love what you do. Be passionate and love what you do in your life. If you're not loving what you're doing, then you shouldn't really be doing it. Micro speed, macro patience. Gary Vee there. People tend to overestimate what they can achieve in the short term and underestimate what they can achieve in the long term. A lot of people they'll start doing a certain action and they'll be like, oh, I'm not getting the results I desire, but they've only been doing it for 2 months. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today, by Benjamin Franklin. Like, for example, you could smash that like button if you enjoyed this video so far. That's taking action today. It doesn't take long to do, but it's taking action. And obviously, I'd really appreciate it to help out the channel. Another one here. Best time you can plant an oak tree is 100 years ago. The second best time is today. Men of action are favored by the goddess of luck. So good luck in your journey. And here at Motivation to Invest, I'll aim to do everything I can to help you guys out with regards to stock market investing and even just some general inspiration. So which investing and productivity habits do you live by? I will also love to know your favorite books and what you think of the principles on my list. Comment your thoughts below. Also, you should check out the video I did on my top 5 investing books for success. I'll leave that on the link below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, smash that like button and definitely subscribe. See you next time.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win.